Look how we moving and grooving. They see the shit, they know we popping. Do what I do with the music. I get into it, get it popping.
Yeah. Mind of a maniac. Got lost in the plane, that's a chain react. Roll with the wolves, so we made a pact. Keep it G until we
And welcome back to another episode of the Good Intentions Podcast. It's your girl, Queen Cass.
And it's your girl, Giddy Love. Giddy up, giddy up.
Hey, I like that.
You do?
Yeah. So I hope y'all have been enjoying the content. That's the one I get. Content and content.
No, you said it right this time.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to previous times.
Yes. But
I've
you're
been
aware of that.
practicing, Yes.
Huh.
And
Awareness.
that's how we grow.
Amen.
Thank you. So, and the guests that we have too, I hope y'all have been enjoying it. But this week, we're keeping it simple. Just me and Gids, just talking shit like we usually do.
Back to the original.
You don't have no song for that?
I probably do. I'm just not trying to think right now.
Okay, sounds fair. So today, we're talking about
Building a nigga.
build a nigga.
Like Build a Bear Workshop. But we building these niggas for the next bitches.
For the next bitch. Oh, man. Woo, baby. You ever built a nigga?
Yes. I have. It's sad.
How do you know you've built someone?
When they are doing everything else, everything for the next bitch that you wanted them to do for you. And the fitted suit. No more like Steve Harvey, like the bag, you know, the baggy suits he used to wear back in the days. Like now it's like
tailored. You did that, huh?
whatever.
Yikes. I too have built men. And for me, I know it.
Plural.
No. Yes. And you know it because, like, when you look at, like, I don't want to say successes, but when you look at everything that they do or they own, you're in that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you invested a lot into that part. And now another person, another female, is going to enjoy all your
Reaping
hard work.
the benefits, the fruits of your labor. That's like the
You was about to say that. That's a different kind of hurt.
Yes, that's the worst. It's like, that's me. That's
The way
me.
you walk,
And I was supposed to be in that position. But it's like, ooh, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So would you go back with like a Negro that you built?
No.
Or do you feel like the time has passed, that was just a phase?
I think my job, unfortunately, was to build you for the next bitch. I do. Next woman, sorry. Whoa, that was rude. Was to build you for someone else. And because I know how much I invested and I know how much, like, where we started to where you are now, I don't want, just give me someone who's already built, God, please.
Someone that somebody else
Else
already
built, yes. Give me your built exes, please. Give them to me.
So have you like seen the new season of Insecure?
Yeah.
Who do you agree with? Do you want Issa to go back with Lawrence?
No.
Well, let's do a little backstory for those who have not watched the season. I'm sorry, spoiler alert.
Well, you need to watch it.
It's really good, and the episodes are super short, so you can like knock them out in like 2 hours. But Issa is now seeing the fruits of her labor and the hard work that she put for Lawrence to be where he's at, and now he's the perfect person, the man that she always wanted, but for the next chick.
But the thing is, that's Issa's perception, right? She thinks, right, roll your eyes. She thinks that he's that person. We don't know what's going to happen with his job. But I get it. Like, I get that. Even seeing him in Condoleezza, whatever her name is.
Condolence.
That's not her name, Condola.
What is her name? Yeah, Condola. Yeah. Condalo.
Condola.
Oh, wait, no, I spelled it all the way wrong.
Whatever. Seeing him and her, even something as simple as him paying for her meal. Issa said, that's not something he never do with me. But sis, he could find you another man who could do that for you.
But that's that hurt, though.
It is. And you got to move past that hurt. to, do I really want to be back with him for the new person that he is, or do I want to go back with him because I invested so much into him? No, I don't recommend getting back with your exes. 0 out of 10, would not recommend.
I mean, it's like eating from a bag of chips that you already sampled. Like, you know the flavor.
Right, so it's like comfortability. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that don't mean that it's going to be productive.
I don't care about the productiveness. It's the potential.
Oh, no. No.
I did that. That was a lot of blood, sweat, and tears.
Right.
And I want to be there.
You want to reap the benefits.
I do.
That's fair. But it might not happen.
Clearly.
And that's probably the biggest, hardest lesson I probably had to learn. But it also kind of taught me, like, my role in people's life.
Good point.
I really, truly believe that my role in my last relationship, and I told him that, was to make him a better man for the next person.
How do you feel about that?
How do I feel about it? Mm-hmm. It hurts. It's painful. It sucks. But I'm assuming that I'm going to get a built nigga in the future.
I don't know. I'm just wired different. But I also wouldn't want to go back out with any of my exes, honestly.
Even though you built them.
Yeah, but I feel like now where I'm at in my growth process, I'm past that.
Exactly. I don't think Issa is truly past that.
No, not yet. But with her situation, it's also different too. Like, I wouldn't want to be friends with the girl that, like, my ex is dating. That's weird. I can't fake the funk. Even if I don't care for him, at one point in time, I did.
Right.
We can't be talking about him liking mayo and his fries and all that stuff. Like, that's not cool.
And Molly was not with it.
I'm just really sad about, like, their relationship right now. But
we'll save that for
that's for another episode. But, yeah.
I don't know. So, at what point... But then I think for me, the hard part comes, like, when I'm in a relationship, I want to help you. I want to help you achieve your goals. I don't want you to struggle. Like, what am I here for if you're struggling about things? So for me, my struggle always comes from, am I enabling or am I supporting? And I find myself always enabling more than I'm supporting. I
think we're just wired. Like, we just think that that's what we're supposed to do. That's how... At least for me, that's what I've always seen, you know? So it's like, now that we're more aware and more educated, we can definitely break those patterns, you know? But it takes a lot of work. And then it's like, what if you're with somebody who is used to somebody just enabling them, and now you're trying to support, and they're not understanding that. So now
they don't feel loved.
Right. To them, you're not fulfilling your duties or your roles as a girlfriend. You know, so it's very hard. That's why when my relationships moving forward, I definitely want to be more intentional and just have these honest conversations and let you know where I stand. And I want to know where you stand and how we can meet down the middle so that we don't have these little issues moving forward, you know? Because I'm pretty sure from, like, a guy's perspective, they might feel like they built some of us up, too, as women. I'm sure. You know? So you just want to make sure you're whole.
And I not to discredit my ex, but he built me, too, in a way. You know what I'm saying? Or, like, anyone I've been with previously. Maybe not as much, but, like, you know, there's definitely, like, your influence definitely did something for me, like, the way I'm so confident, the way I'm this and that, like, you played a part into that, but I don't, it's tough. I always find myself pouring more.
Me too.
Bitch, it's so draining.
Me too.
And then you get resentful. Ooh,
that's a trigger.
That's
Go ahead, elaborate more on that.
No, like, you get resentful, like, he's not grateful for these things that, mind you, he did not ask you to do. No one asked you to do this shit. You took it upon yourself to do it, and now you think he should be grateful for something that he didn't ask you to do. Ooh, Lord, what a piece of humble pie when they tell you I didn't ask you to do that for me in the first place.
Or, like, one of my exes, he'll be like, well, this is why I never really want to accept your help. Because you tend to throw it back in my face.
Oh.
You know, and that was never really my intention, but that was my way of like trying to push him to do better or be better. But his way of taking it was just like, why are you doing shit if you don't mean it or you're not doing it wholeheartedly? But that's you know, that's where communication is also important too. But
I'm
whatever,
triggered
man.
too, girl.
Whatever. I'm tired of building these people.
Are you?
No.
I think I got half a building, nigga. I got half.
I have one more left.
No,
one more left in me.
I got a half. But like, so now moving forward, like, how do we set our boundaries for supporting versus building? Oh, it's so exhausting.
But I think it's about doing the work now, you know, breaking those traits, breaking these, what's the word I'm looking for?
Generational
Curses, you know, and working on yourself and honestly and truly knowing who you are and what you would accept and what you allow and what you won't, what the deal breakers are, and being able to really be transparent with that person early on, you know, and have those hard conversations. Like I said before, like all the time, I never really like having those hard, uncomfortable conversations, but they're really needed. It's essential for the growth of your relationship. It's essential for you to move forward. You have to have that understanding. You know, you have to set the boundaries, let them know your standards, and just keep it moving. And if they don't agree with it, then it's like early on, you haven't invested much anyways. So it's okay to cut ties, you know, as opposed to waiting 5 years and then it's like, oh yeah, I got to cheat on you for you to get the memo.
Anyways,
LOL.
I was gonna say, I think you made a good point. It's harder to leave relationships when you've built a guy, when you've built your partner, guy, girl, whoever, because once again, that's that investment. What? We're there. Okay. Because it's like, I put so much into this. I've helped you through all these things. I know your struggle. You know, that's the comfort that we were talking about before. You're what I know. I can build. It's almost like a manipulation in a sense too. I can get you to be who I want to be. I can get you to get the job I want you to get. I can get you to do what I want you to get.
Right, because it's build a nigga.
You're building a guy for you.
Right. Yeah.
That's not good.
Why not?
Because it's not. Anytime you have to manipulate something, it's not good. Because you're
helping. You're helping the person become a better version of themselves.
To you. To your liking.
For me.
For you.
Yes.
But that don't mean that's the best version of them. And that's the reality people don't want to get. It's hard. Ooh, that's a hard truth. Because your best version might not be their best version. I know, but we don't want to hear that.
Here's another trigger.
Trigger.
These are all, like, this episode is really, like, triggering a lot of emotions and, like, challenges that we deal with as women, you know? It's like, so I was dating someone about, like, 2 years ago, whatnot. So I put a lot into the relationship, you know, and I felt like I was building him up to be the man that I wanted him to be essentially my husband, you know, because it's like, what are you in a relationship for, you know, if you don't see it past that point? So I helped him out a lot with different situations, whatnot, just really mothering him in a certain way. Yeah, I felt like I was putting a lot into it, and then once the breakup happened, or we stopped talking, it was just like I was left with nothing. I got nothing out of the relationship. But he went on and started dating someone else, whatnot, and then we had like an honest conversation, and he pretty much told me like, yeah, you got me to the point where I'm like able to be my true self in that relationship. And now he really told me he's doing everything that I wanted him to do for the next person, you know? And that was like a different kind of hurt, because now I'm looking at myself. What did I lack?
Right.
And he was like, it had nothing to do with you. Just the timing was not right. I wasn't in a space where I could really handle you or whatnot, or handle the relationship and where it was at. So it's, I don't know. It really sucks seeing somebody else.
And I know that's something I'm going to have to experience. And, you know, you talk about being over someone or like you're in that process, but you don't want them to do better. It sounds kind of selfish, but that's like that part inside of you. Like, I wish you happiness, just not as much happiness as me. You know, it sounds a little selfish, but the part is like, you know, what else could have I done? Right. It's like you feel like you're a failure. Maybe if I did this, I would have been the right person. But sometimes you're not. You're just not it. And he definitely told me, it's like, it was nothing that you did wrong, because everything that you did for me, she's doing it, you know. That wasn't I didn't need to hear that either, but it was just like, it was nothing with you. It was just, I wasn't in a space where I could handle what you were providing or what you were giving me at the time. It couldn't be reciprocated. And you just really have to let that be, because I was like, I wish you well. Right. I convinced myself to tell her. Right. But deep down, I know. That's a different hurt.
Yeah. Because I think as females, too, in our minds, it's like, they're the perfect person for us.
Right. Everyone is, or every partner is.
Yeah. So it's like, what the fuck? What went wrong? Because you're like really shifting your life to
accommodate them.
Right.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay.
It didn't work. Yeah. Girl. And I'm talking about like planning your whole life with that person. This is what we're going to do. This is it. We're going to do this. We're going to open this. Like, you have your whole future set.
Would you rather them, like, while you're having these conversations and planning your life, whatever, would you rather them tell you right then and there, like, that's not it? Or just keep hopes alive?
I would rather this is not it. And I would rather, like, I think I'm starting slowly to change, like, the purpose of my relationships. I think when you had mentioned about, like, the end goal being marriage, this, that, and the third. I remember one talk I had with my nail tech, Tia, who I love. Shout out to Tia, did my nails. Not right now. Don't look at me, please. I'm hideous. But I was really debating, do I want to break up with my ex or not? Like, what should I do? And I was talking to her about her husband, and they've been together for a while, like dating since high school or something along those lines. And I asked her, I was like, did you think at the time that he was going to be your husband? And she said no. She said, I wanted him for who he was at that moment, right then and there. And we just evolved together. And then
boss quote of the day. Go back. I wanted him for
who he was in that moment. And then he evolved, and we were evolving together. And then he became my husband. I think we talk about and don't fall for the potential. We talk about it all the time.
Fall for the right now, yeah.
But we do it. It's like
it's hard not to.
It's hard.
And especially now that we're older, I think we're starting to feel pressure, whether we want to admit it or not. Like, people around us are starting to get married, they're having kids, they're starting families, and we want that for ourselves. So it's like, regardless if the person is right or not right for us,
we can make them right for us, right?
Yes, we will build them up.
Right. Dang, I'm not going to hold you. What scares me more than building a man is being with the wrong guy. That terrifies me. That does not to you. That don't do that.
I'm laughing because I've experienced that. That was not a it's funny laugh. That's like yeah. That shit sucks laugh.
So it's like, and then now you're stuck in a hard rock in a hard place, whatever the expression goes, a rock, whatever. It's like, I don't want to fall for your potential, but I see potential in you.
So do you think our issue is just ignoring the signs? Or?
I think we have to be more clear about what our no-nos are. What absolutely is not going to
deal
work.
breakers.
A deal breaker, right. So I was talking to my therapist, sprinkling that.
Yes, guys. She started
I already see the changes because I love it. And I was telling her, recently I was manifesting my dream guy. And I really manifested him, like, down to, like, how he would deal with certain situations. And I was just so happy. I was like, oh, my gosh, I'm so excited. But then I also had to manifest who I was going to be when in that relationship. And I told her that, and she was like, your problem is you're stuck on manifesting and manifesting. You need to show up as who you want to be right now for your next partner. So a lot of times we're looking at potential of guys too, but we're still stuck in our potential stages. We're still, when we get that partner, then I'm going to be more vocal. Then I'm going to be more confident when I have that right partner. But you need to be that right now so that your partner could come and y'all could be balanced. So the same way we don't want to fall for other guys' potentials, we had to live in our truest form. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what would stop us from dating with potential. Because when you're at a higher level, it's like, no, I mean, you cute, but what you going to do for me? Mm-hmm. I'm making moves.
Your standards are higher. But I think the fear for us women is that we're getting older. Mm-hmm. So are we just going to keep those standards extremely high, or are we going to start lowering them?
And I think that's just a societal thing with women. Time is a construct. It's not real. It was created by the white man to keep us black women down. Black folk know, but time is not real. And especially we see nowadays women are getting married later. They're having kids later. There's a bunch more scientific inventions now to make sure that you have good genes to have your babies. We're young. People are living to be 100. So when you think about 20s, it's 20% of your life. But we're just stuck, and I had to be married and accomplished. I'm talking all the shit, God, please.
She is. You saw I just went mute. I'm like, I'm not going to entertain Cassie right now. Like,
I'm 25 now, so times are different. But you really have to be really confident in yourself and really want better and wait. And that's tough.
I think, too, you just have to worry about you. Mm-hmm. Like, worry about yourself. Work on yourself. Like, get that home that you wanted. Don't wait for the perfect person for you to get that single family home. No, get it now. Get the townhouse now. Like, don't wait, because once that person comes along, he's going to add to whatever assets you already have.
Right.
So work on you.
Right.
I think
We're
that's
so stuck on waiting and waiting. For what?
Waiting. You gotta wait forever,
bro.
I ain't got no time for that.
But once again, it requires a very high level of honesty with yourself, transparency with yourself, and even, like, looking back on your patterns and, like, breaking all these things. Like, if you want better for yourself, you really have to sit down and, like, go through the darkest, most painful parts of yourself. And people are not ready to do that.
It's like wanting to lose weight and not put in the work.
Yeah. It's tough. It's a journey. Like, even with my healing journey, like, it's about to be 6 months. Some days I'm doing good, but then some days, like, there's a trigger. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I'll see a movie. I'll see a thing. It's like, dang, we were supposed to have that perfect family. Mm-hmm. And it sucks. Those are dreams and aspirations that you had.
Right. I definitely understand that. Like, from a single mother's standpoint, it's like sometimes I'll, like, reflect back on how much easier it was when her dad was around, when we all lived under the same roof. It's like, all right, man, let me go take a nap. You handle your child,
right.
Or we'll go to, like, restaurants or go out, and people will just look at us different because we're young, we're together. Mm-hmm. Whereas now it's like, I don't know if it's in my head, but there's, like, that little shameful part. It's like, there's somebody missing, And even with Sky, call Dada. Like, sometimes it's like, okay, it would be nice for me not to have to FaceTime Dada, for Dada to just walk in and for her to be like, Dada, But you have to know what you want, and you have to want better for yourself. Mm-hmm. I knew that environment, that space was not what I wanted. Mm-hmm. So I had to get out of it.
Right.
So you really have to choose yourself.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And you have to put yourself first, because I could have stayed in that situation for Sky.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been happy. I'm just being complete.
That. Yeah.
Right. Like, I don't want the look, I want it to really be what it is, like when you look at me and see a smile like that, it's is genuine,
right.
And not something that's forced for the pictures. And then right after we got to argue again. No. Right. So just know, like, in everything you do, know your self-worth, Even with building a guy, don't pour so much into him that you don't have nothing for yourself.
Nothing, right.
So,
like, relationships, and I tell my friends this all the time, especially like before when I was in a relationship and they would call me with their relationship problem. I was such, oh my God, stick it out, work through it, y'all could figure it out. Now you call me, leave.
yeah.
They stop calling me.
I would too.
No, because it's, I know that's not what you want to hear, but you're not going to sit there and complain to me about the same thing over and over again and not make a change.
Insanity.
Right.
Yeah. That's cute.
And then and some of the stuff that they're going through is things that it's like they're challenging, your partner's challenging your core belief. They're challenging who you are as an individual. They're challenging your morals and your values. That's not okay. A partner, your relationship is supposed to be in addition to whatever you got going on. Life is hard. I say this all the time. Life is hard. Life is stressful. You choose to be in a relationship. Don't let it make you miserable. Of course there's sad times. Of course there's bad times. But to be constantly, no, I refuse. I refuse.
My sanity is a lot more important. And most of the friends calling, I'm pretty sure none of them have kids.
Right.
So it's like, what really is holding you back?
Right. And I'll ask the time. I've poured in a lot into him. But sometimes you got to just take your losses and go. Wish him the best and go. Because that piece, I'm telling you, I've never been happier in my life.
Same.
But that hurt. It was painful.
And you have to sit in it.
Right. And, like, think about all you're losing, all you're comfortable with. Like, when you're in a relationship for more than 2-3 years, like, that's family. You're losing their friends. You're losing their family. You're losing your routine. Are you going to miss the person, or are you going to miss the life you guys have built together? That's the things you got to ask yourself. Oh, Chile.
It's not easy.
It's
not easy. I saw a clip on Instagram with Russell Simmons. I mean, not Simmons. Why do I always say Simmons? Wilson's, Sierra's husband, Russell Wilson. So he had he had a video, and he was like, when he was praying and asking God for his future wife, he had like his deal breakers. And he was like, if she didn't meet those 3 deal breakers, if she didn't meet those 3 requirements, then that was a deal breaker. Like, it didn't matter who it was. He was like, she had to be like a godly woman, God-fearing woman, and then she had to command the room. And there was some other stuff that he said. But it's just like, you have to know what you want. And if they don't meet certain requirements, you have to be okay with that and know that better is going to come.
Right. And I think that's like the fear of the unknown. And it also tells a lot about yourself. You know, how you feel about yourself. I don't think I'm going to do better. I don't think I'm going to get better than this. So I'll just stick and work through this. No, ma'am, you are worth more than that. And, you know, it's like those little toys where you have to put, like, the shape in separate things. It's like you're trying to force the wrong shape into that. It's not going to work.
Yeah, like a little puzzle.
Yeah.
You can't do it.
Don't do it, sis. Love yourself.
Oh, nobody will.
Right. But, no, building a nigga is hard. It's tough. But I'm grateful for what I've learned from it. My time in that person's life was that. It sucks. It was painful, but I really, truly wish them the best. And I wish that everything I taught them or everything that we went through, they put that in the next relationship. And when I get y'all built niggas, exes, y'all built niggas, right, I, too, will, enjoy the rewards of your hard work. And I'm going to send you a little
the benefits.
Text. You did great, sweetie. Right.
Experience is the best teacher.
It is. And you can't be miserable about shit. That's the thing. Like, just take your losses and go.
We know it's easier said than done.
Right. But we're doing the work.
We've both been in, like, really tough situations that really broke us down. And we're doing the work that is required for us to be healed and to be whole for the next person that comes. And
I promise I won't touch a relationship until I'm so secure in myself. And right now I'm not. And that's okay. It's okay. So, ladies.
It's okay.
It's okay. You've built
like
niggas.
That. You've lost niggas.
Niggas gonna always be niggas. And that's on period. But, yeah, that's it. So, Lauren's go back out with Issa?
I hope they do. I like them.
Yeah, I like them, too. But, oh, God. Oh. I'm sorry, you're in my whole flow. I think Issa is not seeing the full picture of Lawrence. She's not seeing what's going on with this job. She's not seeing, you know, what he has really going on.
I think Issa is in a state where she's very vulnerable.
Yeah.
So she's not thinking logically, you know. Her emotions are taking over, and she just wants somebody.
Right.
Even with the TSA guy, it was like, Issa, really?
Yeah.
That's you now?
Oh, what's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong, but it's not what
Right.
Issa's used to,
Right.
you know? And I think she just wants somebody. Her best friend is now getting in a serious relationship. Her other friend is married with a kid. Like, everybody's in a different phase. They're transitioning to the next.
Right.
And with her, it's like, yes, I have this block party that I'm working really hard on.
Right.
But
Right. What's a block party to a baby? To be honest. Not to be rude, but.
ask Kanye. I feel like he would have the answer.
But yeah, I think you're right. Issa has not done the work that's needed for her. And I was talking ish. I think exes can get back together with a good amount of work and whatever at differences in their life. And I don't think Issa is there yet.
She's definitely not. She's not. But then again, it's you're comfortable.
Right. Let us know what y'all think about Insecure down below in the comments. Well, thank you guys so much for listening to another episode of Good Intentions Podcast. Don't forget to follow me at QueenCast_X3.
And me at GettyLoveJ1.
And in the podcast page at Good Intentions Pod on IG.
Yes, like, comment, follow.
Bye.
Toodles.